In order to conduct the experiment, researches were done beforehand. First, we researched about broccoli and the nutrients that broccoli contains in order to find out whether if broccoli contains any nutrients that was known for its effect in learning and memory. Second, we did some research about our subject, hamsters, with the focus on behavior, how to take care of the hamsters, and how to educate them. It is important that we know the behavior of hamsters and what does the behavior means in order to reduce any factors that could change the result of the experiment, especially stress. Third, we look through kind of mazes and what does that kind of mazes measures. And from the research, we got our maze design, which is a classical maze. And lastly, we did some literature review, meaning that we look through old and published experiments and we compare our experiment to those experiments.
As we have done the research, we have found that omega-3 fatty acids, folic acid, and vitamin B play an important role in human brain. Apart from that, we have found that vitamin K also affects learning ability. So, according to the experiment that we have found, scientists keep track of a group of people and let them complete the survey in order to see what they consume in each day. Then, after a period of time, they compare the result and find that the one who consume green leaf vegetables seem to have a better learning ability. So with our experiment, we will use broccoli, which contains the highest amount of vitamin K comparing to other green leaf vegetables, in order to test whether vitamin K can affect learning ability or not.
For the methodology, first, we will be preparing the hamsters by counter-conditioning the hamsters in order to lessen the fears towards humans. Within 3 seconds of having the presence of human around the hamsters, give the treat to the hamsters from the hands. We will repeat counter-conditioning the hamsters until it shows no sign of fear. Then, we will start building the maze. After the maze is done, we will start operant conditioning the hamsters by letting the hamsters run through the maze. And when the hamsters reaches the exit of the maze, it will be given food. We will repeat this process for 4 to 5 times, and then start collecting the data for 10 more trials for each of the hamsters. Since the experiment includes the use of living subjects, ethical and human considerations are important. The possible factors that would cause stress of the subjects would be avoided or minimized. There would be no drastic change of the diet for the hamster that would be fed with broccoli due to the possible stress that could be caused from that. Instead, the new diet would be slowly incorporated until the hamster could adapt to its new diet. Moreover, the material used for the making the maze, which is cardboard, is safe for the hamsters to eat. Hence, there would be no harm done to the hamsters in this experiment.
We decided to build classic maze, which is common type of maze that used in the experiment with rodents. For material, we use cardboard, which is safe for them, even they eat it, and it is strong enough. For glue, it need to be non-toxic glue that doesn't harm our hamster. It is complicated enough to figure out learning ability of them. We also make sure that the floor is the same level for safety. Its wide is about 7.5 cm, which is safe for hamster to walk through and turn around itself. And the height is about 16 cm, so the hamster cannot climb across the maze.
our experiment. So we are testing with hamsters. So we are testing whether if broccoli, which is like known as a brain food, which help for learning development and memorizations. So this one doesn't eat any broccoli, so it is our control subject. The dark colored one is eating broccoli. So we are choosing two hamsters that have different color of fur, so we could know that which one is which.
And twice a day, we will come to watch our hamsters to see if there is any food or water left or not. Also, every time that we come to observe our hamsters, we will try to talk with them because our vocal tone can affect to their stress directly. According to our human statement, we change the bedding once a week and left about 1/3 of the old bedding. Because if we alter all of them, it might lead to hamster anxiety easily due to strange environment and unfamiliar surrounding. While we are on process, we will try to finish it as soon as possible. The reason is if we spend a long time distracting in the cage, it might bring our hamsters to be stressed again.
So in order to teach hamsters, we use the classical conditioning, which are counter conditioning and operant conditioning. For counter conditioning, we start to do the step by step by making them become more familiar with us so that they won't be afraid when we get closer to them. And then after that, we start the operant conditioning by using the food to make them run the maze. And then after they recognize that if they finish the maze, like if they complete one wrap, they will get the reward, which is the food. So that's how they will learn how to run this maze.
From the 10 trials that each of the hamsters run through the maze, we will be acquiring two kinds of data. First, we will find out the time that the hamsters spend in the maze in each trial, and then we will count the number of times that the hamsters run in the wrong path in each trial. Then we will put those information into tables and plot two graphs for each of the subjects. The first graph is the mistakes versus trial graph, and the second one is the performance versus trial graph, in which we define the performance as the ability to run through the maze without making any mistakes. And from the trend line of the performance versus trial graph, we will be able to find the learning curve of each of the hamsters.
Two data tables show the results of both hamsters from many rounds of trial. Then we plot these data in graph to see their learning curve. For hamster that eats broccoli, the slope of its learning curve is steeper than the learning curve of the one that doesn't eat broccoli, which means that it has faster learning progress than another one. Also, since after the 5th trial, their record became stable, especially the graph of hamster that eat broccoli have no slope since the 6th trial, which means that they already have learned. Moreover, we plot the mistake curve of both hamsters to support our discussion by seeing which one makes less mistake. The experiment conduct has proved the hypothesis. If the hamster has been fed with broccoli, then it would make fewer mistakes, use less time to learn how to run the maze correctly, and would use less time to reach the finishing position in most of the trial, correct? The result shows that the hamster has been fed with broccoli has better learning ability and hence prove that broccoli enhances brain power and learning ability.